Now we've already learned how to find the domain of functions, so this should be a very good review. It should be easy and it should go very quickly. So what we want to do is remember your denominator cannot equal 0. So what I need to do is I need to find when is the denominator equal to 0. So I'm going to take the denominator, which is x minus 5. I'm going to set it equal to 0 and I get x equals 5. So that's when it cannot be, is when x is 5. So there's two ways to write it. Remember, we need to do the set builder, which is x such that x does not equal 5. And then there's also interval notation. So remember, you might need to draw a number line first. We said it can't be this, but it can be anything else. So that means it would go from negative infinity to 5, not including, and it would go from 5 to positive infinity. So welcome back. We want to look at g of x. Now, when we look at g of x, it's the same thing. The denominator must be equal to 0. That's when it can't be true. So I'm going to set this equal to 0. I'm going to get x squared equals 25. I'm going to take the square root of both sides. So I'm going to take plus or minus the square root of 25. Now remember, the square root of 25 is 5, so we get plus or minus 5 as an answer. Now remember, that's when it cannot be, so don't forget to put that cannot. Now there's a couple ways to write it. Remember, we can do it when we have x such that x cannot be plus or minus 5. That would be one option. Another option is if you want to do the interval notation. So I would have minus 5 and I would have 5. It's not equal to, but it's everything else. So it would go from negative infinity to negative 5, and from negative 5 to 5, and from 5 to positive infinity. Now, what happens with the very last one? Well, we know that the denominator cannot equal 0. Is it ever going to not equal 0? Well, if I let x equal 0, it would be 0 squared plus 25, so I would still get 25, which is a positive number. So there's not going to be an instance that makes this not happen, right? Because it's positive. So that means this is going to be all of the real numbers. So you can be all real numbers, or you can say from negative infinity to positive infinity.